So, you liked it so much last year, Todd, you came back.
Yes, we're back. I absolutely love the HATTAH, the vibe. We're here at the Show and Shine. It's massive. Everyone's getting behind it, so we're excited. Man, we got some stories. We were riding our bike from last year. So Declan Adams bought it off me, Lee Adams' son, and they're locals here. So I know that it's been in good hands, and we're jumping back on the 501 that we did it here last year. And so we had a ride. We've only been on it once. Come from the Pro MX on the weekend at Toowoomba. I haven't even been on an off-road bike this year, so we jumped on it yesterday. We absolutely loved it back on the 500. So we're going to be getting used to it in prologue, and we've got 4 hours to rip in.
So it's no disrespect to motocross guys. I think people were genuinely surprised that a motocrosser would do so well at HATTAH at his very first attempt at it. Were there similarities? You would think it's a totally different animal, but it's clearly a dirt bike rider is a dirt bike rider, right?
Yeah, yes and no. Like for me, I'm a sand rider. Like I love riding sand. I spent my time in Europe living at Lommel, which is the deepest sand track in the world. So that's sort of my background. And then I'm kind of, as a kid, I'm really an enduro dude that races motocross. Like I grew up, I didn't have a motocross track. We lived at the back of State Forest, so all my riding's from enduro. It's just I won races and it progressed into being a motorbike rider and motocross racer. So that's my background. I don't have motocross track, I have enduro track. So I guess it makes sense to me, but it doesn't to many others. But that's my style. I hop bumps. I'm smooth on a bike, and that's because I grew up in the rocks and riding tree roots and stuff.
So it's the other way around. It's like the motocross guy is the enduro rider came into motocross and started kicking butt, not the other way around.
Yeah, and obviously, then at 16 onwards, I was professional motocross, and that's all I've ever done. So I didn't go into the racing off-road and getting that experience. So for me to come to, like I raced AORC last year, got the opportunity to do the 6-day over in France. So that stuff just blows my mind. How the events run, the rules, regulations, it's just completely different for me. Exactly like this, I don't get over 80 kilometers an hour. So to be, revving a bike out at 170, 180, I've never done it before. So it puts a smile on my face. It's cool.
So you prologued very well, if I remember rightly, and no one was surprised about that because everyone thought, that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
How important was that strong prologue result?
It was, I didn't know. I was riding around beeping the horn. I was having an absolute ball in the prologue. So like I said, I was very inexperienced. I was like, man, we got 4 hours. Like, I don't need to start up front, whatever.
Yeah.
And but then I quickly realised, I made a pass on Chucky. I got in the lead for a little bit, and then I changed the camelback at the pit stop, and he gapped me 40 seconds, and I was like, hey, it's all good. And then I didn't see him again. Like ever. And that's what I didn't realise was how important this race is to be up front and battling. And when you give a gap, like I felt like I had no one behind me, no one in front of me. I rode from lap 3 by myself, and it was, I just felt like I was trail riding. Like I was a bit lost, to tell you the truth. So for me, I just kind of got thrown in second position, and it just sort of progress. But this year I know that it's we need to have a bit of a plan, and
you know what to expect.
We need to race 4 hours. I thought we just were surviving it.
So there's no defending champions here this year. Someone is going to win this race for the first time. Might as well be you.
Oh, I'd love it to be. Jack Simpson's no slouch on a bike, and Andy and the off-road boys, they've been here many times and they know what to expect. So still my second time. I feel like I'm experienced, but for me, I guess the tracks go in the same direction, I've heard, so that's a little up for me. I'll feel a little bit comfortable, but like I said, I haven't ridden an off-road bike this year. I'm a motocross dude, so it is, I'm not as prepared as I would have liked to have been. Last year, I loved the event that much, I just went, man, if I can get this position, I want to come down 3 weeks before and set my bike up and do some big long motos and ride the sand, and here we are racing Toowoomba and flying down and riding yesterday.
At least with Declan Adams, the bike will be immaculate, Todd.
That's right, Declan, he's amazing on the spanners, and also my mechanic Jason, he's exactly the same. So I always know I've got good machinery. I'm just always pointing the finger at myself.